The site of Lydford Station opened in June 1865 when a broad gauge line from Tavistock to Launceston was constructed. 9 years later, in October 1874, the London and South Western Railway arrived here from Oakhampton, giving a direct connection to London Waterloo. This film looks at the line to Launceston, which eventually became part of the Great Western Railway and was converted to standard gauge in 1892. The line first ran north and then west under this road between Brentor and Lydford village. We're 19 miles and 66.5 chains from Tavistock Junction on the Great Western Main Line north of Plymouth. From here, trains ran along Lydford Gorge, now a National Trust site. The trip between Lydford and Launceston took around half an hour and was normally operated by a tank engine and a couple of coaches. The first station along the line was Lytterton Halt, opened in April 1938. The site has now been cleared, but the bridge over the trackbed is still in place. The single platform's original construction was an open wooden structure with a small wood-built shelter, one oil lamp and a single platform name board. The track here was single, with no passing loop or sidings. The line follows the valley of the River Lyd, arriving at the next station at Corriton, opened with the line in 1865. It was unstaffed from September 1959 and was retained until the closure of the line on the 31st of December 1962. The buildings here have now been converted into private housing. Almost 4 miles further on, in the village of Lydford, where little remains of the railway except the road name. The station is now an industrial site behind that hedge. There was a level crossing here, and this road was built on the line. The station had a loop and a second platform to allow trains to pass. There was a goods line and sidings to serve a factory opened in 1917 that handled milk and later made ambrosia rice pudding. Passenger trains and public goods traffic through here ceased on the 31st of December 1962, but this section of line was retained to carry the trains from the milk factory, but this stopped on the 28th of February 1966. "5 miles further on and the line is approaching Launceston. It passes under the old A30 by the rugby ground and then into a cutting. Nearer Launceston, the cutting is very overgrown. In the 1950s, there were 4 return trips along this route between Plymouth and Launceston every day, catering for workers and school children, and an extra 2 services on Saturdays. The station and its extensive goods yards have been demolished and replaced by this industrial estate. The Great Western Railway branch from Lydford was joined here by the London and South Western Railway's line from Holwell Junction in 1886. The 2 stations were back-to-back, sharing a signal box from 1916. The Great Western Railway station closed to passengers in June 1952, all trains from then on using the London and South Western station. Today, the track west of the old station site is occupied by the Launceston Steam Railway, which operates narrow-gauge steam engines and is a thriving tourist attraction.